folks. From Eve After Dark to concerts in the park, you're live with Lonzo, the godfather of West Coast hip hop, and my man, the Dusty one. What's up, Dusty?
I'm doing great, man. How about you, man?
Man, I cannot complain. Just like I say all the time, hanging like a chandelier, just trying to shine.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, before we get into this week's big topic, how was the walk this past Saturday?
Man, the walk was fantastic. We had about 100 and some odd people show up. A lot of my political buddies showed up. Thanks to Steve Bradford, the brother who I did it in conjunction with, Cedric Hicks from Carson, former mayor of Compton, Omar Bradley. A lot of my buddies showed up, man. Just too many folks to give everybody a personal plug. But thank everybody for supporting. I want to thank you for being the first one to donate, Doc. I mean, you kicked in. And I mentioned it. Hey, Cash App, there it is. Okay. And I got brothers who check out the show. Call me, hey man, I'm money a little tight, but I ain't forgot about you. So appreciate all that, folks. It's going for a worthy cause. Prostate cancer is the top 3 killer of black men in America. I'm trying to figure out where bullets end up at, because bullets should be somewhere down there too, unfortunately. But prostate cancer is something that we can control. All we got to do is get checked out and don't run. Yeah. Take it like a man. Do it for your family. People always talk that shit. I'll die for my family. I'll kill for my family. Okay? All right? But that ain't even, and I still do that, but that's so optional now. It's ridiculous, man. That's just something I do out of a bad habit. But the blood test nowadays is the way you really check your prostate, your PSA, your Gleason score, all those different things. Check by your blood test. But every once in a while, the doctor got to go in and check the size of your prostate to see if there's any swelling, anything like that. And that can be a little uncomfortable, don't believe it like that. What's happening with you, dude?
Man, I'm good, man. Well, let's, we got some sad news this week. Speaking of, just young black people dying at a very young age. We lost a very funny comedian, A.J. Johnson, this week. Rest in peace to him and condolences to his family. Do you have any A.J. Johnson stories? Did you know him well?
Do I? Okay.
Whenever you get that laugh, it's about to go down.
Man, me and AJ go back to Eve After Dark, dude. Before he blew up, before he did I Got the Hook Up, before he did Fridays and all that stuff, man. He was one of the comedians because I used to do comedy at Eve After Dark. I did a current affair, my other club. I've always done comedy. I've always been a fan of comedy. I've always been a undercover comedian, or I always admired comedians, and so he would come to the club and do different stuff. And I got 2 good AJ stories. Actually, I got 3, but 2 of them are actually kind of crazy. One, we was at the current affair, and AJ was feeling himself. I think he had just did Friday. Got his 500 bins outside. He draped in gold. He just, he feeling himself. He doing a little set. He doing me a favor because he's like that now. He done blew up. He doing me a favor. And AJ had a very hard problem. Sometimes he would jump on somebody and didn't know how to let it go. Okay, He would jump on them. If it was a girl or whoever it was, he would jump on them comically, and just break him down, okay? Break him down. And people be trying to play it off, but you can tell their feelings hurt. They get to squirming around and shit. So one day at the current affair, he was on this girl's ass so bad. Her guy like, hey man, let my girl alone, just stop, man. He got on his ass. And homeboy like, you know what, fuck this. Let's go outside. So AJ played it off. He played it off. He gonna go outside. They gonna throw him up, right? And the dude he picked on was a nice sized dude, and I was not in the mood for breaking up a fight. Plus, you kind of asking his ass whooping if you're gonna get one. So they go outside by the door, and they talking shit, still talking. AJ, AJ, he ain't, but he ain't tall. He's like maybe 5'4", 5'5", and the girl he was with, I don't know which one of his baby mamas, whoever it was he was with. He had all this jewelry on, and they was about to get into it, right? And before they got into it, this chick disrobed him of his chain and his bracelet in damn near one swoop. This bitch must have been a pickpocket, okay? She took out the nigga chain and his bracelet and watched all in one motherfucking, one smooth swoop. I'm like, damn, she was good, okay? And when he realized wasn't nobody gonna break the fight up, he bought the nigga a drink. Let me buy you a drink, man. Fuck that. Let me buy you a drink. So he ate a little cheese on that one, okay?
Oh man,
He ate a
that's
little
hilarious.
cheese on that one. But one night, man, I was at the gym this morning, and it was funny. One of my other partners from Compton, I was at the Compton gym working out, and one of my partners brought something to mind that I talked about, but I forgot about right after, because I was, he's a cool brother. Me and his brother Peanut is real cool. Peanut does stuff for me all the time, and I thought about this one time. This is a true story. This is no bullshit. This is no bullshit. We was at a strip club here in Gardena. This is years ago. And AJ was sitting next to me. Lonzo, what's up, man? Buy me a drink. I bought him a drink. We kicking it and stuff. He said, Lonzo. I said, what, AJ? He said, man, watch my back. I said, what you gonna do? I'm finna get me some ass. What? And sure enough, the girl sat in his lap and they rocked off. Right? She
oh, damn. Oh, shit.
Right there in the strip club. No bullshit. That ain't no bullshit. Okay?
Damn.
So he was a funny dude. I mean, he was an interesting dude. He sometimes you couldn't tell he was playing or not because he had that Compton side. He had that, that flip side.
Is that where he's from? He's from Compton?
He's from Compton, yeah.
He's from Compton? Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Him, Tiny Lester, a few other folks that was in Friday from Lester. So, yeah, I mean, from Compton. So, yeah, man, he definitely will be missed, man. He was a cool brother. He never flossed on me, but he would floss on you, okay? If he didn't know you start talking shit, oh, nigga, I done did this movie, I done did that movie, I done did this, okay, well, nigga, I ain't mad at you, okay? So, yeah, he was, they still don't know exactly what happened to him. But, I hope it ain't drugs, though, man.
I know.
I'm just so tired of brothers dying from drugs, man.
Yeah, because that just takes your whole legacy down the drain. I mean,
come on, man. I just hate to do drugs, I didn't even want to say COVID, but I don't want to say a heart attack. I don't know. Last time I saw him, he was extreme. He was kind of overweight, so I don't know whether it could be a blood pressure thing or what. I'm not going to speculate because he was my buddy, but condolences to him, his family, and his brother, who was my partner, Peanut. Because I know they was cool. They was real tight. So,
you know what? Tell us about, because this is the first I'm hearing about A.J. Johnson. Like I said, it seems like every other week you have some new info for me. That's what I love about this show. But who are some of the other, we talked about this a little bit in the past, but who are some of the other comedians that made it big or semi-big that came through A Current Affair?
A lot of cats, man. Joe Torre and I are super cool. We did a couple of movies together at Eve After Dark after I came back. His brother, Guy Torre. Robin Harris was a regular. Before Robin Harris blew up at the Comedy Act Theater, he was a regular at Eve After Dark every Saturday night. Anybody who was a regular at Eve After Dark know Robin Harris was telling jokes in Baby Kids and Test Tube Baby. In fact, tidbit history, West Coast hip hop comedy history. Robin met his wife. Her name is Zanetta. Zanetta downstairs at Jeffy's. Yep, that's where they met at. And she was the lead singer in the blues band downstairs. Robin was telling jokes upstairs. We didn't have no alcohol, so Robin would go downstairs and maybe do a couple of jokes and get him a drink, and that's where they met. And shortly after that, they got married. She told me that. I didn't even know they was even dating. Because back then, people who was in the game probably didn't tell too much about their business because it's always good to look like you're single when you're out in these streets. But she told me that. In fact, a couple years ago, when every year before COVID, she would do an event for Robin's birthday to raise money for the Robin Harris Foundation, and I was able to be a part of the program and told my history with Robin. Shit, man. Keenan Ivory Wayans,
really?
Hughley. I mean, all these folks came through. Every club I had, I've always had some form of comedy. Okay. Keenan Ivory Wayans played Eve After Dark. Go ahead.
You're gonna love this, Lonzo.
What?
Right down the street from the French Quarters, and I was just there this past weekend, and Faison Love just performed. Right down the street from the French Quarters, they just opened a new stand-up comedy show.
In the alley, right across the alley.
Man, that shit is so cool, man. It's a great vibe, dude. If you want to have a good date night, I would recommend you go there, dog. It was dope. I'm going to give them a shout-out. It's called the Stand-Up Comedy Club in Bellflower, California. They just opened their doors not too long ago.
So Belmont.
Faison Love. Yep, exactly. Right on the corner. Yep, not too far from your spot.
The French Quarters is on Flower. Belmont's the next street.
Yep. And that's how I ran into it. That's how I ran into it, because when I went to your spot, I parked on that street, and I was like, oh, shit, I didn't know there was a stand-up spot here. So I looked it up, and boom, I was there a couple weeks later.
Right next to my favorite barbecue spot.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Give it to me. Something Bones, right? Ham Bones?
Yeah, Ham Bones. Right next to Ham Bones. Okay?
Yeah.
And I'm going to give Ham Bones a free commercial because I like their food. Ham Bones got some barbecue fries.
Woo.
Some barbecue fries, okay? I can't go but once every 4 or 5 months because there's some bitch they got them big ass fries. I can't go but every 4 or 5 months because I know I swell up on that shit. I love them. Okay, they got them barbecue fries. They got the barbecue chicken fries and barbecue brisket. Make you slap the shit out of somebody.
Woo! Yeah, man. Ham Bones has been there for a long time.
You put hands on somebody, okay? For real. Okay.
That's dope. I'm not
sharing.
They actually cater the comedy. They cater the comedy club, which is pretty dope. So everything you order inside is from Ham Bones, which is next door.
Oh, that's cool. That's real cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Good looking out.
Yep.
That's a good look.
Yeah, definitely.
Look. Okay, yeah.
You know, here's a name for you that I've always respected as a comedian, especially because I know his story and his humble beginnings. But did Michael Collier? I don't know if I'm saying his name right. Michael Collier. Did he make it? Did he ever come through the Current Affair?
Yes, he did. Michael. I've been following Michael's career since he was on Venice Beach.
Yeah, exactly. Same here. I remember him.
Beach, and I got pictures with me and Mike. Mike has played most of the clubs out. He never played Eve After Dark. I think he did play Eve After Dark. I'm not sure though, because at one point in time there were no comedy clubs. So if you knew a spot that would let you get on the stage, people would bring people. I tell you somebody else that I saved his life one time. At one of my clubs, Chris Tucker.
You saved Chris Tucker's life?
I saved Chris Tucker's life.
Well, we are not moving on until you tell that story, please, sir.
I saved his goddamn life. He hopefully he remembered this shit. My boy from Minister Society, Keith. What's his name? Damn. I'll suck your dick for $2.
Oh, that one. Okay, gotcha.
Okay, I'll suck your dick for $2.
Keith Morris or something like that?
Keith Morris.
Damn, I pulled that out of my ass. I got you.
Me and Keith Morris been partners forever, okay? And Keith Morris brought this young, skinny kid from just got off LAX to Texas, and we had a comedy night. He man, let him get up, Lonzo. Okay, cool, I don't give a shit. So one of my buddies from the neighborhood had just caught a bid like 10 years, okay? So his girls' friends brought them to the comedy spot to try and cheer her up, okay? And Chris Tucker don't know shit about nothing, no Crips, no Bloods, no nothing. It's all blood territory, okay? So I'll fuck you. What's wrong, bitch? What's wrong, baby? What's wrong? Your man left you in jail. Fuck him. I'll fuck you. And like the homies are like, no, this dude right here was one of them dudes. No, you can't do that, okay? You can't. He ain't a regular homie. He's one of them high upper echelon cats that you can't say that to, especially today, okay? And I was in the office. I heard him doing his jokes. I walked in the office to get something. They come running behind me. Lonzo, come get him. They finna kick this nigga's ass. And I walked out the office. About 4 of the homies was doing that Thriller walk.
Shit.
They easing up on, oh, and like Chris realized, oh shit, they finna whoop my ass, okay? And hey man, calm down. It's only some man, Lonzo, tell this motherfucker he can't do that today. Hey, you need to go sit this nigga down someplace, man, before they kill his ass, okay? Oh man, y'all can't take a joke. You California nigga, shut the fuck up, okay? Get your ass up out of here. Oh, and
he was still talking.
He was still talking shit.
This nigga.
He was still talking shit. That's true story, Doc. No bullshit.
Damn. Oh, that's a dope ass story. I love that story. Damn. And that's sadly that's probably happened to him so many times. It's probably just another one in his job memory.
Keith Morris can verify that story. I mean, a lot of times I tell stories that are so old, some cats forget about. Me and Keith talked about this recently, and we was laughing about it. Well, we say that niggas out. You damn sure did, Lonzo. That's no bullshit.
Yeah. I would love to, even though Keith Morris had a very small part in that movie, it was an iconic film, and I would definitely love to hear his story. Maybe you can get him on sometime.
I get him on.
That would be dope.
In fact, we actually did a show together here a few years ago, but it didn't come out right, so I never aired it. I'm gonna give him a call. In fact, he's doing something. He just did a show last Friday at the Regency West in L.A. He does a show every 2 weeks with Louis Dix and Jeff Arnold. I mean, all these guys, I've been booking them. I mean, I booked them. We become buddies, play golf together, shit like that. So, I ain't booking nobody right now, but it's still cool. But yeah, it's Hope Flood. Hope Flood plays in my club on a regular basis. Who else? Yeah, that's all I can think of right now. Just goddamn red light in my face. Just red light, like that light from what's the Men in Black?
Matrix. Men in Black. Yeah.
It makes your ass just forget all kind of shit. But go ahead, Doc.
Kenneth has a question in the chat room, and I know we kind of touched on this, but Alonzo, how much did Easy have to pay? He says, talking about AJ Johnson, Alonzo, how much did Easy have to pay for those Wrecking Crew pictures of Dre, which was in the video Compton City G's, which featured AJ? He was actually he played Sleazy E. I don't know if you remember the actual video, but I don't know if you want to share you talk about how much money. Oh, okay,
$1,500.
Cool.
$1,500. It wasn't shit. I wasn't doing that. Hey man, I need a picture of Dre. Okay, how much you got? I got $1,500. Come get it.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Nice.
It wasn't
there it is.
Deal. Check out my newest trophy, man. I got to share this with y'all right quick.
Oh yeah, I wanted to talk to you about that.
Something I had put together, man. I went to a buddy of mine's spot. He's a wrestling. He has a Compton Mania. He does a wrestling show, and this brother came, huh?
You know I'm the biggest wrestling fan in the world, man.
Are you really?
I gotta connect with dude, man. I'm a nerd when it comes to that shit.
He produces a wrestling show once a month, and I'm working with them to bring them to my Roku channel, Homegrown Media Network. And the guy came in with the new belt for the new show, and I said I gotta have one of them things, man. He said, "Come on here." He gave me the info. I had me a championship belt. Now here's something, man. Before I show y'all this belt, I gotta show you how your mind works. Because sometimes you forget shit because the person who did it to you or gave it to you is no longer here. But at some point in time, it's like recessed in the back of your mind. I'm going to say this. I'm going to set this up before I share this with you guys. I'm a daddy's boy. Been a daddy's boy all my life. My sister too. My daddy never called me by my name. He never called me Lonzo, Eric. He never called me Champ. That was always my name all my life. My daddy called me Champ, no matter what it was. He always called me Champ. He introduced me to his friends, Champ. That's Champ. That's Champ. That's Champ. And it just gave me a self-esteem that a lot of kids didn't get, because some kids think they named a stupid motherfucker. Okay?
Exactly. I was one of them, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay? Some kids think they named a stupid motherfucker, a badass bitch, little bitch, get over here. Whatever.
Little nigga.
Little nigga, okay? And people actually think that, and sometimes that shit gets into your psyche and affects your attitude towards yourself.
Sure does.
It affects your psyche, your attitude towards you, because the person that you probably respect the most don't think much of you because you're a stupid motherfucker, little dumb motherfucker, little ugly motherfucker, whatever the case may be. Well, my daddy was just the opposite. He always called me Champ. And when I saw this, my man walking to with these belts, I said, I want to get me one made. And I got with him, he gave me the number. And it was funny, after I had mine made, I go on the internet and I see this company that makes belts. But they ain't got one like this right here, Doc. They ain't got one.
That one's solid. I saw that shit earlier. That's a solid-ass belt.
This right here.
Because some of those wrestling belts look whack, yo. I'm telling you right now.
That's
just OG right there.
This is my championship belt, folks. Okay, my championship belt with my logo in the middle. Okay, my logo in the middle.
Yeah, that's just bad.
N.W.A. on the side. That's the logo for the Lyrical Revolution. And another logo for my company, which is Lonzo Infotainment Company. On the other side, I got my Hood Peace logo. I got my Muscle Bound logo, which is Crew Cut Records, and the logo for my book, N.W.A. Now with Lonzo.
That shit's hard.
So when you see me walking to a goddamn club, I ain't no boxer, I ain't no wrestler. I'm just a champ, baby. I'm just a champ. I'm just a motherfucking champ. And you're going to see people having these. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm finna start a trend. When you see other cats walking around with these things, remember you saw it first with Lonzo, because niggas going to bite it. Okay? Niggas are going to bite it. I'm telling you they're going to bite it because it's some dope shit. Okay? I'm gonna put it in a bag. I walk into the club. I might have one of my girls, one of my friends walk in.
That shit over your shoulder.
Okay, over my shoulder.
Yeah, there you go, right there.
If ain't no females available, I'm gonna walk in there over my shoulder. Okay. And when I'm tired of lugging around, I'm gonna put it in a bag and walk out the club with it. But all I'm saying is, folks, something different, man. This is some what you seeing right now is some Lonzo marketing 101. I don't never do what everybody else do. Fuck that. Always don't never be afraid to do something different. Yeah, some people gonna say that shit looks stupid, but some people that shit's dope as fuck. Okay, and those who get it gonna get it. Yes, this thing weighs must weigh about 5-6 pounds. This ain't no punk shit. This thing is thick as hell. It's thick as a motherfucker. Okay.
Yeah. That's a legit belt. That's a good company.
This is some Hulk Hogan shit right here. This ain't no stamped out shit. This is some Hulk Hogan. I watched the guy actually make it step by step. This shit is forged. It's drilled. I mean, it's what you call that? Cut out of zinc. It's thick as hell and hand painted the whole 9 yards, folks. So yeah, they got other belts available, but on the internet you ain't gonna find one like that right there. I look for them. They ain't like this right here. But yeah, that's my latest little toy, man. So
I love it, man. I love it. The world champion of West Coast hip hop, baby.
World champion, undisputed, baby.
I love that shit. Love that shit.
Thank you.
Let's see here. Now, when we talked about Sleazy, did you know anything about AJ Johnson doing that Sleazy E video back then?
No,
or you just you saw it when everyone else pretty much saw it?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, I heard he got some shit from Suge Knight apparently, and they had to change. He basically gave up the gig halfway in, and the second half of the video is not even him. The first half of the video is him. He said Suge Knight approached him, said, "If you don't stop doing that shit, it's gonna be a really rough life for you." He backed out, and then the second half of the video, if you watch it, it's not AJ Johnson. It's someone else.
Why would Suge care about?
Was it Suge? No, was it because did he do something else on someone else's video or something? If you know in the chat room, please tell me, because he talked about it on Vlad. I thought it was
something.
Suge got pissed. Someone got mad at him.
Well, Suge, I know Suge had something to say, but I don't know why. I was talking about him today, man. Me and a buddy of mine was talking about business, life, and brothers. Okay, business, life, and brothers. Okay. He's in jail right now for killing somebody that I knew. In fact, I knew everybody in that circle. Bone, Terry Carter, Suge, I knew all of them. And for a man who was once had a company worth $500 million. 500, at one point, Death Row couldn't do no wrong, okay? For a man to have a company that had $500 million to find himself doing life, or 25 to life for a murder. If he felt that he was owed money from Dre or Q for Straight Outta Compton, that's a job for the lawyer. That ain't a job for muscle, okay? So you're going to pump somebody out of some business. Like, you think they really walk around with 30, 40 grand in their pocket, they're going to give you a check right now? So that's what allegedly the whole situation was about. But to see somebody that just kept on throwing rocks at the penitentiary, you won. You won. When you got $5-10 million, you have won. Why are you still playing the same game? And this is something that we're talking about youngsters in hip hop. We're talking about Blueface beating this guy a couple of weeks ago at a club. Okay, when you in a situation like you are, you're already on top of the game, but you want to stay down. And you want to play hard so that you can maintain your street credibility. It's like, why? Because the bullshit and business don't never mix.
Yeah, facts.
You bullshit and business don't ever mix. If you ever want to get broke real fast, catch you a good ass case and lose. You want to get broke real fast, catch you a good case and lose.
Yeah.
You gonna spend I've had people I know just to go to court. They want a quarter. They want 25,000 just to take the case. That ain't no investigation. This ain't no Matlock shit. This is just to say I'm your lawyer. I need 25 grand before I even talk to you. This ain't got to do with bail money, nothing else. Okay.
Yep.
So you go into a situation. There's some blood or robbery and gun involved. Usually, if it's gun involved, it's 25 grand. So you put yourself in a situation that you can't win because most of the time the shit that you argued about is based on bullshit. It's based on bullshit. It ain't based on no 25 grand worth of shit. Your pride, your ego, or something that could be recovered, or somebody in your ear pumped you up, do some shit that you ain't got no business doing. But that's just part of the street game. But we were talking about that today, man. You know, a lot of cats. I don't know what's gonna happen with Blueface. It's him and some of his boys. They got him on video stomping some cat.
Oh man, you saw that, right? Oh,
I saw that. Okay. I'm like, dude, what you thinking about? Because everybody else is gonna end up being testifying against your ass. Okay.
Yep.
Because you
notice, And I think Blueface literally just kicked him once. Everybody else stomped the shit out of it. Blueface kicked him once, and now Blueface is the one in the headline. He's the headline. He's the one. He's the big name.
Okay. Yep. He's the one. The person with the money is going to be at the head of the lawsuit. Everybody else is going to be co-defendants. Okay?
Yep.
Because they know 9 times out of 10 they ain't got no money. He gonna spend the money to get out of this shit. He'll pay whatever it's gonna take to get out of it or keep him going to jail. Because sometimes you can't keep him going to jail. He might he might end up getting a major fine and some house arrest. But even at that though, that can cost you hundreds of thousands if people call him for tours, shows. Anyway, man, y'all better wake up on that bullshit.
Yeah, man. And it could be when you get to a certain level, you can't have everyone you used to hang out with hang around you anymore. Some of the homies in the hood, you got to keep them in the hood. You can go visit them, blah, blah, let them come over to the parties, but you can't take them to strip club. You can't take certain people to outdoor events because the hood's going to come out of them and it's going to just mess everything up, especially your career.
If they in your posse, your crowd, your crew, whatever you want to call it these days, they're going to sue you first.
Facts.
I know a very popular rapper. He used to take all his homies with him on the road, and sometimes the guys had to sleep in the bus. Well, he got a suite, okay? He got a suite. They in the bus. If anybody ever spend any time on a bus gets funky. A bus gets funky after 4 or 5 days, okay? You got ass, farts, turds, niggas, whatever, socks, everything. And people got pissed off, and at some point in time, they rolled up into the suite with the artist, and shit, they tore some shit up. Guess who got the bill? The artist, not them.
Of course.
The artist, okay? Read 50 Cent's book. He'll tell you about that kind of shit. Sometimes everybody who you roll with can't roll. Everybody you rock with can't roll with you.
Yeah, Tupac Shakur, perfect example. The whole rape thing, and he was, according to a lot of events, he was asleep in another room and just came out. Next thing you know, he's headlined in a rape case.
Yeah, they want the big name in the deep pockets.
Scary, man. Yeah, be very careful. Let's get to some questions in the chat, Lonzo, because it's on fire. Thank you guys so much for contributing to the show. Make sure you hit that like button. We have 37 people in the building. If you guys can hit that like button, that would be so dope because that gets the word out there. That helps out the algorithm, and that just helps spread the word for the show. Let's see. Dodo Smoke asked something last week, and he's in the chat, so I'll go ahead and get to his question first, even though it's a week old. He says, Lonzo, did you know the females of that group Easy had called N.W.A, Hoes with Attitude?
Yeah. What about it?
What do you know about them? What do you remember about them? Know anything about them? I remember them. I remember a poster. That's about. I don't remember anything else really.
They did all right, but that time, folks weren't really ready for whole attitudes yet. They weren't ready for it yet. They were cool. In fact, I see one of the girls is on my Facebook page. I'm trying my best to get her on my show, but she said she'd do it. She's doing something, working on something right now. She'll get back with me. But man, they kind of rode that N.W.A wave. But again, at that time, the society, the streets right now, whole attitudes. Okay, cool. Y'all got to be bad as fuck, and it was all right.
Okay. Kenneth says N.W.A. equals not without Alonzo. Question: does Tamika Woods try to get at you for using the N.W.A. brand?
Not yet. No, she haven't. N.W.A. is like NBC, CBS. As long as you can, I did have an issue out of CD Baby. I did have a CD Baby because I don't call myself N.W.A. I call myself it's not without Alonzo. It just happens.
There you go.
It just happens to spell the same thing.
N.W.A. Yeah.
Okay.
There's a wrestling organization called N.W.A. National Wrestling Alliance. Same shit.
Okay. So you can't. It's real hard to copyright. You can copyright the logo N.W.A. but long as usually I spell it out some way, form, or fashion. So and if anybody ever asks, I'm not claiming to be N.W.A. and that's what my book is not without Alonzo. So like I said, I had an issue out of CD Baby because they said I had the same coloration. I didn't, but I took the periods off and they never tripped no more.
There it is. Easy Steve. And once again, we've talked about this in the past, but I feel like, hey, if they're asking, let's give it to them again, even if it's just a short, quick statement. But Easy Steve, sup, Lonzo, do you know about Mr. Mike Klein?
Yeah,
of course you do. We've talked about Mike.
We've talked Mike.
Tell everybody again who Mike is. Remind everybody.
Mike was head of business affairs at Ruthless Records. Jerry told me he was a Israeli soldier, bad dude, not to be fucked with. He's the only guy I knew everywhere. He wore slacks and combat boots every fucking time. I'm sorry.
Damn, that's a hard mug. Don't mess with that dude.
He got slacks and combat boots on. Okay, that's what I remember about him. He had them tactical boots. Okay, them tactical shoes that the cops be wearing, like boot top with tennis shoes. Yeah. That's what I remember about him. Okay.
Yeah. And he was a badass apparently, and he was one of the reasons that Suge kept a distance, from what I understand.
That was my understanding as well. He's supposed to have been Israeli secret forces. I can't verify that, but I can go by all I can go by is what I was told. He seemed like a real cool guy, real cool. He knew everybody. Super cool dude. He reminded me of homeboy Jake from Scandal.
Oh, okay.
Remember Scandal? He looked like Jake from Scandal. Slim, dark haired cat, about the same height. But just new shit. He just knew shit.
Damn! Oh, these questions are coming in, and I'm loving it because I'm a hip hop nerd myself, and I know where you guys are going with this. But let's keep it going with the questions. Vara says, Lonzo, can you talk about Uzi Brothers and Yomo, aka Dezo Daz?
Dezo Daz, Uzi Brothers. The Uzi Brothers were some brothers that I talk to them all the time. In fact. Two of them have passed on. Bob Dog and Ken, the drummer, passed on. The Uzi Brothers used to play at a club here in LA called the Name of the Game, and every week they'd rent my bass speakers. When I wasn't DJing that much, and they had a funk band, and they used to rent my bass speakers every weekend. I charged them like $35-$40 a week to rent the speakers. And after Dre and them left, I brought them on board to be my backup man and my backup in case somebody tried some dumb shit. And we still cool today. I mean, it was funny because at that time, we had a few issues because everybody didn't understand the music game. And I'm bringing people, and again, you traveling with a band or you traveling with a bunch of people, that's a lot of responsibility. You got to get 7-8 people to the airport. You got to feed 7-8 people every day, 3 times a day, and it just got really crazy. And one time, we got stiffed by a promoter, and they brought one of their buddies came on. He wanted to come with us, and he came on. He had a bootleg ticket, but when it came back, the bootleg ticket wasn't working no more. I'd leave his ass and left his ass in Kentucky. He had to get home the best way he could. He eventually made it, but he kind of fell out. No, nobody fell out, but they was kind of upset. I wasn't spending my money to bring his ass home. I wasn't doing that. Dezo Daz, Yomo, I see Yomo all the time. Me and Yomo have been talking about doing some things together in the last past couple of months, right when the pandemic started to calm down. I haven't talked to him lately, but Yomo. I mean, he's a cool brother. He is a grip now, movie grip. So Dizzle Daz, I want to say I know the name, but I can't recall. He probably watching the show. He'll cuss my ass out. I don't have any real stories with Dizzle Daz, so I can't. I know him, but I can't. I ain't got no stories with him. I don't have stories with everybody.
Yeah, no, hey, and like you said, you ain't about to fake the funk to make it sound like you do.
I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna make up some shit just to make some content.
Here's a name that I've never heard of in my life. Mr. Jody 419 asked, Lonzo, was Walter Yetnikoff in charge of CBS Records when you were there? Do you know that
name? Walter, he was a CEO of CBS Records at one time. I don't know. I was dealing at that time when I was dealing with CBS. I dealt with Larkin Arnold. That was my executive producer. I didn't meet anybody else higher than him. I was so busy trying to get the album out, trying to make the fly that sounded like Free World by Jesse Johnson. I was trying to get my check. So I never met. I met Larkin Arnold, and that was and the secretaries around there. That was pretty much it.
Okay. Here's a name that I do know, and R.I.P. to him. I know he met a very untimely death. It's a really sad story, actually. Mr. Stanford asks, R.I.P. DJ Train. Alonzo, any Train stories?
Not really, man. Train used to come by the house, hang out, but by the time I was very busy back in the days. I was running back and forth to McCullough's, dropping off records. I do know he passed. He was the DJ for JJ Fad, correct? Yeah, he was DJ for JJ Fad. And when he passed, Jerry called me up to the office and take his family some money to help with his funeral services. That I do know. I didn't go to his funeral, but I was able to. I went to the repast and dropped some money on the family on behalf of Ruthless.
Okay. Take us back to 1980s LA. How hard was it to, as a club promoter, how hard was it to put a function together without mixing Crips and Bloods and different hoods? Did you have any strategies that you did? Did you only, hang up flyers in certain areas? Or was it just like, damn, if it happens, it happens?
We never had it. We never had any strategies. Our territory was from Slauson going north, Crenshaw going west. We went east to Atlantic, Long Beach, sometimes to Atlantic, depending on what we were doing. And then we go south. South was kind of funny because Carson don't play posters at all. Oh, yeah. Carson don't play posters at all. Carson been the hardest. Carson and Culver City have always been the hardest place in the world, hardest place in the city to hang posters. Okay, so we had to skip over Carson. We stopped at Alondra, skip over Carson, and may pick up again at Pacific Coast Highway in Wilmington. Okay, so we inviting everybody, but usually people look at Avalon Segundo. I ain't going over there. It wasn't a whole lot of decisions. It wasn't a whole lot of strategy. They strategized themselves, or if they came correct. I remember talking to Snake Puppy from the LA Dream Team. He said him and Egyptian Lover would walk from like 63rd and Florence or something like that to Eve After Dark, and they would hang out until 2:00 and walk back home. That's a lot. That's like 60-something blocks. Okay.
So many hoods, 100 hoods.
You going through? That's like you just became the Warriors.
The Warriors, exactly. Yeah, Warriors.
You just became the Warriors. Okay. But again, man, you got to understand. Pre-dope in LA, you could get a pass. You could walk. You could do that. Okay. It wasn't until the dope came into the city when you couldn't pass, because nobody could trust nobody. Okay, if they saw you and you looked like you might have been a buster, or you wearing one of them sky outfits, the long coat and the pants rolled up with the white socks, ain't nobody messing with you. You ain't no threat. Okay, but if you come through there mobbing, you're gonna get checked. Mm-hmm. And even if it was like two cats that like Egypt and Snake. Egypt always looked like he always had the Jerry curl and the flamboyant shit. So he didn't look like a cat that was going to be a gang threat at all. Never. Okay. And Snake had just been a long, tall brother all his life, and he was a Crip, but he never swole up on nobody. So he didn't have no problems. And you know how to navigate certain roads. You know, you go on certain streets, and you don't go down side streets. You don't go through alleys. Don't give a damn what you doing.
Yep.
You stay on the main drag, and certain streets, you know, it's going to have a better chance of crossing. I mean, of going down than others. As simple as that.
Yep.
It's as simple as that. You just, you know, like I said, we put out enough posters. We put out, on average, 300 posters a week. I had a standing order. I had a standing order with the poster shop. Our main source of advertising was posters and flyers. We went to K-Day later on and started buying advertising. Because after a while, I started weighing out. I would cover more territory with K-Day. And it was almost the same amount of money as buying posters. But posters stayed up longer. And that was the beauty about posters. If you hung your posters at the right time of the week, like on a Tuesday night, they'd hang all the way to Saturday, maybe sometime till the next week. Well, at radio, if you buy radio spots, if somebody is talking to you, you might not hear it. More people would hear it overall, but you know, if you're busy, the right people, if you don't get them at the right time, the right people ain't gonna hear it, and it just made for a little bit more of a tricky buy overall. Where posters, you might pass by that same poster 20 times in a week.
Damn.
We always
hit up
all the schools. We hit up all the schools. I had crews that would go to certain schools on certain days. After school, I had 3 or 4 guys at different exits, hitting them up with them big ass flyers. Them look like sheets of paper. Wasn't no business card. We talking about a whole sheet of paper. Then we got down to half. Then we got economically smarter, and we cut them into quarter sheets. Okay.
Damn.
That's what it was. There was a lot of footwork in that shit.
That's dope as hell, man. I love that. 52 people in the building. This is dope. I love you guys so much. Thank you for tuning in. And if you love what you're hearing, if you love this show, if you love these stories, if you love the great interviews that Alonzo does, please just take literally like a split second and just push the like button right there, right below the screen. Just hit that like button. 53 people in the building. If we can get 53 likes, I'm going to be a happy person. Let's move on, Lonzo, because we have some dope questions. And thank you guys once again for contributing to the show. I don't even have to get to my questions anymore. I like how we vibe off what the chat room is talking about. But America's Maker says, and I'm going to get my popcorn for this because I'm a nerd when it comes to this shit. America's Maker says, Lonzo, what was the music scene like in L.A. right before hip-hop spread in 79, around the 77, 78 era? Was there anything going on you would consider proto-rap hip-hop other than the Pop Lockers?
Yes and no. You got to understand, 78, I started DJing in 76, fresh out of high school, okay? And it was also the disco era. My first name was Disco Lonzo.
Right.
I'm playing Donna Summers. I'm playing Casey and the Sunshine Band. I'm playing Instant Funk. I'm playing George Clinton, Pop, Flashlight, and Aqua Boogie had just come out. They was brand new. When they should the groove was the shit. Knee Deep came out in 79. We playing Tom Brown, Stacey Lattisaw. I mean, sometimes I'm playing the goddamn Bee Gees, okay? It all depends on what the crowd was. And back then, I tell you a song that I got in my playlist just for my personal use, and it was a big hit at Eve After Dark and the dances that we went to. It was a song by the Doobie Brothers, and folks forgot their boogie to it. Not minute by minute. It was called Doot 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 Doot. She was somewhere back in her long ago.
I'll look it up.
Sentimental fool. And that was a cut at Alpine Village. Okay?
Here, I got you. Huh? It is What a Fool Believes.
What a Fool Believes. I would play What a Fool Believes at Alpine Village, and folks had this little two-step they would do, and that was a cut. I took that same shit to Eve After Dark. So the musical, the music vibe of that time was diverse as shit. Okay? You had Prince coming out. You had Michael just about to drop. I'm still playing Jackson 5 shit sometimes. Rick James is out. All this shit is at the same time. So we was bombarded with shit on a regular basis. So we constantly trying out new shit. and it just and then you had Slave, you had Cameo, you had Confunction, all these groups at the same time. Then you had the Gap Band coming out. I mean, it was like you did one of the biggest songs at Eve After Dark was by Gap Band, "Oops Upside Your Head." Okay,
yep.
And one of the lines was they go heave ho heave and at the club they go Eve got hoes, Eve got hoes. That was the line that I mean that's the kind of shit we did. Okay, Prince Head by Prince. Okay, you know, and the whole club, girls and all, Head. Oh, I'm sorry, that's Luke. I'm sorry, wrong Head. But anyway, they would be singing the song. Okay. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. That was part of the shit. Okay, we played all the Prince's shit. Okay, Damn Sexual Romance, Lady Cab Driver, and shit. When the room got too sweaty, we broke that shit down to International Lover or Adore. We did all that shit. So the musical vibe was vast. That's why I had to have 4 DJs, and even after dark, including myself, because nobody played the same shit, and sometimes the crowd would require more of this than the other, and sometimes they didn't have the experience. They didn't understand what was going on. So sometimes I had to go in there like a pinch hitter and tap the DJ on the shoulder. I got it. And that's only because I had more experience than anybody else. By the time I got Even After Dark, I had done 300 parties easy. I know that sounds like a lot. I'd easily done 300
That's
parties.
A year. Yeah.
Huh?
That's a year or two.
I was working my ass off. All kind of parties. So I've seen all kind of vibes, all kind of parties. And I knew it at some point in time, when you get stuck in a corner as a DJ, the best thing to do is break that shit all the way down. Kill it for a minute. And kill it and then bring it back up. We build it. It's like anything else. Tear it down to the frame, to the bare minimum, and build it back up.
Now let me ask you, because you're a DJ, and let's take yourself back to this time period that this question was asked. You're a DJ. You see this genre that is basically scratching records, looping breaks to make people dance. They're chanting, they're call and responding, they're creating what is called hip hop. Did you think it was going to be a fad, or did you get it right away?
I saw the potential, but you got to understand, I also watched disco come in and die a quick death.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
right.
I saw the potential of hip hop, and it's real hard to see a new musical genre come in and see the potential of it long term. Because I didn't see a problem with disco. All right, I named myself after this shit. I didn't see a problem with disco. But what killed disco? White men can't dance. White men can't dance. And all of a sudden, disco sucks.
Like
disco
that,
sucks. Huh? That's what happened. Okay, understand this.
Wow.
2 things happened to disco. 2 things happened to disco. Disco got associated with homosexuality. Okay, because up in New York, that was some, and in LA, shit, they had some flamboyant clubs, and even if you wasn't gay, you might look like you was gay.
Right, I saw some of your old pictures.
Your shirt, fuck you. Your shirt be tied up. I mean, look at Soul Train. You got guys who they might have been straight as an arrow, but they had the midriff shirts. That was the style back then. You had the midriff shirts. You might have been straight as an arrow, but you might look a little suspect. There's a picture that somebody posted on Facebook or Instagram about with the Isley brothers on the picture. Okay, it's the Isley brothers, and Ernie Isley got on a midriff shirt. Mr. Big looking very suspect. Okay, and they comparing them to the rappers of the day. Ain't nobody ever accused the Isley brothers of being anything but the musical gangsters. Okay, that's the only thing they ever been accused of. You never heard no scandals other than they ran Teaneck, New Jersey. Okay,
right.
They was the only brothers that ever was on. They were the first ones to understand the game enough to leave Motown with a hit record. They left Motown after they dropped This Old Heart of Mine. Okay, then they went to CBS and got their own imprint, and they never had nobody on their label but them. I can recall.
Man, when you told me that about a year ago, that tripped me out. I had no idea.
Nobody
and you also
ever
said
been
James
on Teaneck Records but the Isley Brothers.
And you said James Brown did the same thing, right?
James Brown got his own imprint on Polydor Records, but James Brown had JB's, he had Lynn Collins, he had a bunch of other people. They was all under. He'd take his band and break it. Now he did the same thing George Clinton did. It broke his shit down. Take the background singers, make them Bride the Funkenstein. Over here you got the Horny Horns, and James Brown did the same thing with Maceo and all the other cats. So you got a guy who they realized, oh shit, they paying $100,000. So I'm gonna take. They want me over here, but I can't go because I'm contracted over here. I'm gonna send my horn section. Okay, I'm gonna produce the horn section. I'm gonna let Maceo go over there because they was only signing James Brown. They didn't sign the James Brown band. Same thing with George Clinton. George Clinton had a Parliament and Parliament Funkadelic, Brides of Funkenstein, Parlette, Bootsy. He had all these folks that was all of his band members. But he gave them all record deals. And he probably took a chunk of the money to produce the record, but still, that was the game back then.
Damn, man. Good shit. Let's keep going, man. Got about 10 more minutes. Cash Cam 7 says, "Peace and much respect, fellas." You know what? Actually, let me do another one. Someone who came before that. Sorry. Gotta go in order. John 1 says, "Lonzo, do you know any members of Ice Cube's group, the Lynch Mob, JD, T-Bone, Shorty, any of them?"
Nope. A lot of them cats, they came after me, and I never really, cause you got too many politics involved. I don't do politics. You got, I don't want to be caught over here hanging with this mob and realize the dog pound, I'm a universal dude, and I don't, if somebody got a beef, I don't want to get, that nigga snitching, that nigga over here and all, so I just kind of stay away from everybody. I knew Q, that was it.
Yeah. I will say that album is dope. As a hip-hop fan, that album, that Gorillas in the Mist album is sick.
Was dope.
So,
it was dope.
Yeah. Oh, man.
I know Dub C, but the rest of the cats, I don't really know. Oh,
okay. Did you, so talk to us about Dub C.
I mean, I met him at the premiere Straight Outta Compton, man. We, him, Exhibit, a lot of cats who I never really kicked it with. When I walked up and went to shake their hand, they know exactly who I was. We kicked, I got pictures with them all, hanging out in the on the set from Straight Outta Compton. We didn't, Dub C talked about robbing cats at the sports arena and shit like that. It was, and I saw him. He was talking to Bone from Anthony Park. So me and Bone was cool. So it just was a universal, that's the homie type situation, and I kind of left it like that.
Yeah. And when you say Bone, you're talking Clay Bone Sloan, right? Yeah, okay. A very prominent figure in L.A. How did you guys meet? I'm just curious.
Eve After Dark.
No shit. He goes back to Eve After Dark.
Bone used to manage what's your brother? High C.
Talk, dog. See, you fucking always keep going, dog. Talk to me about Claiborne Stone and High C.
Bone used to manage High C with brother from High C, Second to None, High C, Quit, all of them. Mm-hmm. So when High C first came out, High C was on my partner's label, Steve Yano. Okay, a Scandalous record. He was on Scandalous Records. And Steve wanted to get some exposure in the club. So I didn't even know Bone was his manager until he showed up that day. Me and Bone had interaction at the club. Anytime there was an issue, he was one of them cats I could go to. Hey, Bone, can you put a lid on this for me? All right, Lonzo, I got this. And he was managing High C. And I forgot what it was, like a couple dollars they wanted to perform. So I paid him, and we just kicked it. Him and my nephew was super tight. And we got a lot of respect for each other. And at that time he was managing High C.
Yeah. Look up the Claiborne Sloan story. I hope I'm not messing his last name up. Cleabone. Okay, there you go. Yeah. Look up his story.
Yeah.
He was on a very cool documentary called The Bastards of the Party, which is talks about the inception of the Crips and the Bloods, how they kind of, I guess loosely went from Black Panthers to, to what they are today. And yeah, very interesting cat. That's dope as hell, man.
Yeah. Actor, movie producer.
Yeah. Training Day. He's one of the big reasons why Training Day was able to go into the jungles and do their thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, shit, man, we got about 5 more minutes. What's coming up next? And before you talk about what you got coming up next, I got to encourage everybody to go into the archives, check out this week's video. Alonzo did a dope-ass interview with Reggie White Sr. We all know Reggie White Jr. story.
Reggie Wright.
Everywhere. Reggie Wright. God, sorry, guys. I know the name. I'm just, messing it up. But Reggie Wright, and it's dope interview. So make sure you guys check it out. But what do you got coming up this Thursday?
Man, I'm looking to get Huey Taylor.
Okay,
the name has no hip hop references, no hip hop reference whatsoever. But he was the captain. He was the captain of the police department, chief of the police department in Compton. Reggie was under him. Okay, and all these guys started with me at Dudos. They were sergeants and captains and lieutenants, and I was the hustle. I'm paying cash, and and somebody asked me how did it work. I said, well, look, I had the homies on the inside. Okay, I had 3 police on the out, pretty much stand outside to watch the money and keep the bullshit down. Okay, and the homies had understood that. Look, man, if you start some shit, the police are standing right there. We ain't got to call nobody. They're gonna handcuff you and call the police. Call the car, pick your ass up. Do you want that heat or not? No, man, that's cool. No problem.
Oh man,
that was my simple ass security
solution.
I had cats in the club, in the spot from the neighborhood. They got in free, and they kept a lid on the shit because this shit could go down. Because you got at Dudos, you got Yuma Village, you got Pyru, you got a few Crips come through there from time to time, and it could go down. But because the people felt safe because I had cops there, and they had big old uniforms, say police. They was they was in their jeans and shit, but it said police. And you walk past them, you got Reggie, my cousin, Huey, or somebody else standing out there looking like they're ready to take a motherfucker to jail. All right. Have a good time. Okay. Don't make me do my job. All right, sir. Okay. And when they walked in to do those, first thing they saw was the police. Okay. If you ain't gonna start no shit, you felt safe. And if you was gonna start some shit, you thought about it twice. Mm-hmm. Because you don't have to call the police. All you gotta do is call a car to pick your ass up. Okay.
Damn.
Reggie was notorious for he hook a nigga up. And I got to call the car or what? To go home, okay? Yeah, go home. Just go home, okay? And all right, man. That's the kind of cat he is, okay?
Damn.
That's the kind of cats I had working with me at Dudos. So they knew they got to see these guys again. And I was saying that on the show, I got a lot of crazy ass questions to ask Reggie on the show. And I'm not Vlad, man. I'm not Vlad. I know these people, man. I got to see this brother again. This brother did a favor for me. He ain't did nobody else's show but mine. I've never
ever seen him anywhere else.
I'm not going to embarrass him or try to blindside him with some shit that can't verify. Okay, that's my dude. Okay, he had my back before all this shit jumped off, and we still cool. I just saw him at a family function that Saturday. That's how the whole thing got reignited. I'm at a family function, and there Reggie is. Okay, so. I got to see these people again. I'm not like Vlad. I don't just go back home to my heels and close
Calabasas.
I don't go to. I still got to go to goddamn Boys Market, motherfucker.
You gotta hit that. Yeah, you gotta hit that barbecue spot up in Bellflower.
I gotta hit the barbecue spot. I'm going to the gas station, go see me a Smart Fountain, and my black ass might be in and out on the weekend. So I don't need that bullshit in my life, man. So that's why I don't do. Yeah. I don't do certain type of interviews. It don't pay for me. That's why I've always tried to be a square player. I can't afford to move, man. Where the fuck I'm gonna move to? So I don't do dumb shit. So niggas ain't gotta come looking for me at my house. Motherfuckers know where I live at, but ain't nobody looking for me like that, and that's why I like it. Okay.
Yep.
That's why I ride the wave. I stay right there in the goddamn middle. Just say, no.
I love that shit. That's what I love about you, man. That's Gemini's, man. Yeah, it's always a pleasure, Lonzo. I'm telling you, man. You always teach me new shit. You taught me 2 new things tonight that I had no idea you were even involved in or had your roots to them. But it's dope, man. It's a pleasure doing this show with you every Tuesday, man.
Man, it's a pleasure to sit here and be able to drop this knowledge because, you know, when you have a history like mine, the average interviewer won't let me flow. They're gonna try and let me do my, you know. They want to be the sharp. They want to ask the sharp questions, the same basic questions. They don't let you flow, and this is what I like about this show here with me and you, because you have an interest and you allow me to do my thing. And obviously from the chat room, they fit in what we do.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Before we go, real quick, 55 people in the building to end it. Let me give some shots out real quick to people in the. Let's see. We got Maxi Mix M. We got Derek Mallory. And before I go on, if I didn't get to your question, I promise you I copied it and I put it in my notes here, and we will get to it next week. Miami N.W.A, shout out to you. Matt Thies. Kenneth Stanford, thanks for contributing to the show tonight. John, I got you next week on your question. Sir Le Royale, American Maker, Easy G, Rock BG, Christopher Harris. It just goes on and on, man. Lonzo, call it a night, baby. The world champion of West Coast hip-hop right here.
From the West Coast to the East Coast and everything in between, folks, you're live with Lonzo, the Godfather of West Coast hip-hop, and my man, the Dusty one, Dusty Vision. Folks, check him out on YouTube. Also, do not forget to download the Homegrown Media Network channel on Roku. I just did a whole bunch of interviews that will not be on YouTube. They will not be on interview. A whole bunch of stories that will not be on YouTube. The trailers will, but the stories are only going to be on my TV channel. So I blow on the TV channel up. Tell folks, check it out, folks. Also, if you're an artist, you have a video, you want to do a video and an interview with me on my new show. I'm starting probably on Saturday nights in about 2 weeks. I'm accepting submissions right now. Hit me up, Real Lonzo N.W.A, folks. Videos and interviews. It's going to be a fee, but it's going to be worth it, folks. We're going to put you live. We're going to introduce you to the world on Roku on Saturday nights, folks. It's going to be all right. All right. Peace, y'all. Thank you for watching.
Yeah, peace.